It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to That Business Show yet again. Now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. We're on here weekday mornings, 7 to 9, and video stream available over at tampabayradio.com. Good morning, Miss Kelly. How are you doing today?
I am good. Happy Thursday.
And a week now without smoking?
Woohoo! Yeah,
see the positive influence I have on people. She came into my show and my life, and now she has quit smoking. And so just another plug for myself there and how I can help.
I don't know if you get credit for that. I'm not sure. I was just ready. We'll give you credit if you want.
Oh, come on.
We'll make you feel good.
All right, give me credit. I was the positive influence that got you to quit smoking. I myself quit smoking some 10 years ago, and so now Kelly is successfully into a week without cigarettes.
You know, you were one of the factors I thought into it all. For so long that I have smoked. When you leave lunches or you leave anywhere, and then the people that don't smoke are sitting in the car waiting for you as you're standing outside having a cigarette. And I remember looking into the car one time and seeing you sitting there after one of our lunch meetings, and I thought, okay, this poor guy is like sitting there waiting on me. This is it. People have been waiting on me for so long. It's not fair. I'm done.
And smoking is really, decreased in the number of users. You don't notice it like you used to. I mean, so the anti-smoking campaigns and just people in general have really shied away from that these days. You don't see it like you used to.
No, you don't. I really don't have any friends or business associates or anyone around me that smokes. I'm like the black sheep of everyone. But it's funny now. I notice everyone's smoking. I'm driving down the street. I'm like, oh, they're smoking in the car. I pass a store. These people are on the curb. They're having a cigarette. I'm like, oh, look at them all bunched together having a cigarette. So
yeah, another week or so, and you'll wonder why you ever smoked. It takes about 2 weeks to kind of get that craving or that mindset changed, and you'll be glad you did afterwards.
I feel better. I'm sure I will even more as time passes, but I don't have the tightness really in my chest. I don't have the anxiety that I had because I'm always rushing, trying to get to all the meetings. I do have more time, though, because now, even this morning, I don't try to have a cigarette before I'm in here. So it's time that I'm saving.
I can remember when I was smoking and I would go outside and have a cigarette. I'd come back in. I felt like I just got my ass kicked or something. It's just like the way it made me feel. I was like, man, I don't feel good. And I was like, this is terrible. Why am I doing this to myself?
It is odd how you can enjoy something as you think you're enjoying it. But at the same time, you really don't. The after effects after are not so good.
Like I said, cigarettes always provided, a break from things, a completion to things, and that's one of the reasons why I continued to smoke. I started smoking because I was in a fraternity and I was out at the bar all the time. When I left that environment, it was because it was a way to end things. It was like, okay, I've completed this, now let's go have my reward and take a break.
Yeah.
Without the cigarettes, you don't have a breakup in your day, so you got to replace that somehow.
And that's what I've been a little challenged with. My good friend I've had Donna for 35 years. She calls the other night. She calls, and I immediately get up to go outside to have a cigarette while I talk with her. And I get up, and I'm like, "Oh wow, wait, I can't. What am I going to do? I'll just sit here, I guess." It's habits you have to change.
Yep. Well, she's doing a good job of that, and hopefully she maintains the no smoking here throughout.
There are no other options. I'm not going back
throughout the rest of her life. So a week into the no smoking. Let's bring on our guest for this segment. We have Deanna Wilsey, if I can say that correctly, Chief Marketing Officer with the United Way. So Deanna, welcome to the program today.
Deanna. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and you're in the Suncoast chapter of this, correct?
Correct. So United Way Suncoast serves Hillsborough, Pinellas, Sarasota, and DeSoto counties.
All right. So tell me a little bit about the history of the United Way.
Oh, gosh. So, United Way started more than 100 years ago nationally, but we've been here in the Tampa Bay area for about 100 years now. And it started as a community chest. It was truly the community coming together to figure out, how do we help take care of the problems that we have in this area. And that continues today. About 5 years ago, I believe, Hillsborough and Pinellas merged, and about 3 years ago, Sarasota area actually merged in to form a true regional United Way.
So what is the main focus then for the United Way? This is a nonprofit that gives back to who and how?
So United Way Suncoast is focused on fighting for the education and financial stability for everyone in our community. For us, what that looks like is a focus on early literacy and youth success, so we have more of our kids graduating from high school, ready for college or career, and then also financial stability for adults. You know, it's very expensive to live here in the Tampa Bay area, so we focus on, support in a crisis when that happens, as well as workforce development, skilling folks up, helping career pathing so that people can get out of the minimum wage jobs where they're having to work multiple jobs to support themselves into better paying careers and, being able to have family sustaining wages.
Yeah, I didn't realize you'd been around a century now, or over a century.
We're the best kept secret.
I guess so. You often hear about the United Way, but you hear about them a lot, but you don't actually know. Like I said, I didn't really know exactly what you did and what you stood for.
That's not uncommon. A lot of times when I say I work with the United Way, I get, you're the airline or the healthcare insurer. So I've gotten used to that over the last couple of years. But it's because United Way has changed. Anything that's 100 years old, you have to grow and evolve over time. And the United Way of today is very different than United Way even 10 years ago. In the past, it was truly a fundraising organization where we went into workplaces, we ran campaigns, and then we went off and did whatever magic we do. No one really knew, and I think society didn't really expect a lot of feedback. Now things are quite different with the internet and the way that people can be very connected to the causes that they care about. Our organization is quite different. Now we're not just fundraising and helping our partner agencies, we're actually running programs ourselves. Down in Sulphur Springs, if you've been in that area, it's a very underserved area, high poverty rate. It's a very difficult community. And we've been in that community for 7 years now. We have a resource center, and that particular facility is entirely focused on the adults in the neighborhood and helping them find jobs, get career coaching. We bring a variety of other nonprofits together in that center to help the community to be there where they are rather than asking them to go somewhere else.
That was just going to be one of the questions I was going to ask is, do you often collaborate with other nonprofits in the community?
Absolutely. I mean, these are big challenges that our community faces, and no one can do it by themselves. We think of ourselves kind of like a contractor for a house. You could build a house on your own, but having a contractor that goes in and looks at who are the specialists in this community that can help me get this job done? How do we organize them, get everything timed together, working on the same goals at the same time to get the best possible house built? We think of this as our house, and our partners, our nonprofit partners, as those specialists to be able to figure out how do we get the best work done most efficiently.
Do different chapters focus on different areas of fundraising, or all the United Way chapters focused on the same mission?
We're all a little different, and actually we're a worldwide organization, so we're not just here in the U.S., we're in Canada, we're in France, we're all over, and we're kind of, what's unique about United Way is that each chapter focuses on what is specific and unique to our local area. So here in this community, when we took a survey and worked with the community, it was education and financial stability. In other communities, it might be a more specific focus on teen pregnancy or homelessness or other issues that are unique. So each United Way is very different, and that's why when you raise money for United Way, it stays in your local area to help your friends and neighbors.
How many events do you do? Throughout, do you do multiple fundraising events monthly, or is it quarterly? How do you plan out your events to raise money?
Most of United Way's fundraising actually happens through workplaces. Individuals or companies start a workplace campaign, and it's really convenient and easy because it's done through payroll deduction. So a lot of times for individuals, it's more of a challenge to, say, write a check for $500 or $100, but they can easily take $10 or $20 out of a paycheck. They don't really miss it as much. So payroll deduction is how we typically work. And those campaigns run in companies year-round in different companies. Typically, fall is when most companies will run their United Way campaign. So right now is our season, if you will. But that happens year-round. So it could be July, it could be summer. And then we have special events like the one that we're having tonight over at Irish 31. We're just doing a fun community drive for socks. Sometimes we have our gala, our charity ball, which happens in May. So there's lots of different events happening year-round.
Yeah, so you call it Socktoberfest?
So it's kind of a play off Oktoberfest. You can still have beer. But, one of the things that, when we're focused on education and children, you don't really think about socks really being connected to that. But, like any of us, if you're feeling... if you have a new outfit, you go to work and you're feeling kind of strong and powerful and confident, you're going to have a better day. If you happen to spill coffee on your shirt or something happens on the way to work, you feel a little less all day long. With children, it's kind of the same thing, especially children in households that are struggling financially. Socks are one of those things that kids often don't have them. The budgets are tight, and there's always the sock monster. I don't know what happens in my dryer, but socks disappear. Or holes with, if you have kids, holes just appear in socks magically.
They appear in adults, too.
Exactly. I'm constantly replacing my socks. But, when you're a family also that's on a budget, you may not have a washer dryer in your house. You may have to go to the laundromat. You may need to save money to go to the laundromat. So clean, new socks are just a simple thing that we can provide to kids that make a difference for how they experience their school day.
I think it's often something we take for granted, something as simple as, we would think socks maybe, but it is, it is very important for us to have socks.
And I think so many of us are just looking for something we can do. Everyone kind of has a good place in their heart where you want to do something if you know what it is. And it's a really easy way for someone to run to Sears or Target or whatever, pick up a pack of socks, come by Irish 31, drop them off, and know that you did something
and that's
good.
at the Irish 31 on West Shore Mall.
Right, the new one at West Shore Plaza.
And what time is that? I'm sorry. What time is that?
6 o'clock tonight, 8:30, right?
We're going to be there from 6 to 8:30, correct. And we'll be out on the veranda area.
All right, so dropping off some socks. Do you require that you have the matching pair with the other sock when you bring them?
It's preferable, yes.
All right, so you can't bring the socks that are missing the other pair when from the dryer monster or whatnot?
A brand new pair of socks, preferably in a pair.
So how did you come to get associated with the United Way?
Oh, gosh. So it's kind of funny. Years ago, I actually worked for Valpak over across the bay, and they are a partner of United Way. And I was voluntold to run our... Voluntold? Doesn't that happen to everybody?
I've not heard it that way. That's cool.
To run our campaign. The United Way is something that's been over at Valpak for, I think as long as they've been in business, so it's about 40 years now. And so I started running the campaign, never heard of United Way before then. But, I'm a marketer, so it's like, well, I'm going to beat the goal. I'm going to just kind of came at it from a business perspective. And then over the years that I ran the campaign, I got to know the organization more. When you're putting together the marketing materials, you learn more than the average person. And then I started volunteering and actually served on a marketing committee for United Way for a couple of years and just came to know what the organization does. And then, as business circumstances came around, I decided it was time for me to take a new path and what I was going to do. Wanted to do something more meaningful and put in my notice at Valpak on a Friday, and on Monday, the position that I'm in opened up at United Way. And I said, maybe this is something I should check out. Sometimes things happen for a reason. 2 weeks later, I had the job at United Way leading the marketing team.
And that was 3 years ago.
And that was 3 years ago, almost to the day. It was in December.
How long were you with Valpak?
11 years. Loved that company. Great organization.
And what did you do for them?
I had a couple, obviously over 11 years, you have a couple different positions. I led the B2B marketing team. I also led our corporate communications.
So mainly
PR.
marketing.
Mainly marketing. Yeah.
And now you're the Chief Marketing Officer with the United Way chapter in Suncoast there. So people can learn more at uwsuncoast.org. And again, currently speaking to Deanna Wilsey, who is, again, the Chief Marketing Officer with the United Way. Going to take a break, but we got another segment with her when we come back. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank. And that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Heavy traffic on the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway from Van Dyke to around Hutchinson. Also southbound I-75 from Fletcher Avenue to I-4. Lutz Lake Fern shut down in both directions about midway between the Suncoast Parkway and Dale Mabry. Use State Road 54 or Van Dyke through this area. And a crash on the southbound side of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge has the right lane blocked near the top. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of America.
It's 3 p.m. School's out for America's kids. And when school's out, clubs are in. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Visit greatfutures.org.
Today, a few clouds, breezy with a high 85. Tonight, mostly clear, low 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. In studio, talking to Deanna Wilsley, who is the Chief Marketing Officer for the United Way Suncoast chapter. Learn more at uwsuncoast.org.
We talked a little. Tell us about the Hometown Huddle. What is the Hometown Huddle?
We just had a great event with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was back at the beginning of October, and it's an annual tradition that we have with our Buccaneers partners, and they actually came out to Sulphur Springs Resource Center. They shut down their entire office for the day, and all 150 employees came out. I think we had 13 players, and they spent the entire day volunteering at the Resource Center and at the school across the street. They painted buildings. They worked with kids. The cheerleaders were running dance drills with the some of the girls and boys in the school. They had football drills, laid carpet tiles. I mean, they just transformed this community. And it was just so much fun to watch the employees. I was talking to one fellow, and he was painting a sign. He was repainting the sign. And I asked what his normal day job was, and he's a business analyst. So he works in spreadsheets all day, but he was sitting down on the ground in the grass with a paintbrush painting a sign that day. It was just, they had a blast, and they're wonderful.
That's an annual event that you do?
We do that annually with them. Sometimes it's bigger. Last year we were at the NFL Yet Center, and they did the same thing for that particular facility. They're just a tremendous organization that's all about volunteering.
Oh, great. The other thing we talked briefly about was your motto. it could be mine also. Don't wait for your moment, make your moment. I love that.
Yeah, our campaign this year, it's Make Your Moment, and that life is about moments. And if you think about what your life has been, there have been those moments that were life changing. Whether it's watching a child graduate, graduating yourself, achieving a degree, getting a job, lots of different things mean different things to other people. But you can create moments for other people through philanthropy or volunteering. And, oftentimes when you think you're out there changing the world, you yourself are changed through the experience. So we say, don't wait for something to happen. Just, go out and make your moment.
Make it happen.
Now, is the Hometown Huddle part of the Play 60 partnership that I know the National United Way has with the NFL? Explain to me a little bit more, if you could, what Play 60 is specifically.
Sure. Yeah, Hometown Huddle and Play 60 are both part of our national partnership between United Way Worldwide and the NFL. It happens differently in every location, but Play 60 is a program that's really focused on youth and education and wellness for our community. So that's part of why when we had our Hometown Huddle, there were also those fitness drills with the kids to really get kids thinking about what does it mean to complete my education and to think about my wellness and health along the way.
Now, the Suncoast chapter, what is the coverage area and how many different chapters are there near? I think you talked earlier about some of the chapters came together, I think, if I heard right.
Sure. So our United Way is actually Hillsborough, Pinellas, DeSoto, and Sarasota counties. We also have some neighboring United Ways. So Pasco County is a separate United Way. Sarasota and South Sarasota County is down at the south tip. And we also have over in Lakeland area, there's an additional United Way. But a lot of times, because we are one large community, we work together on different partnerships, different media opportunities. So we try to partner where it makes sense.
And I was going to say, tell us a little, you mentioned volunteers earlier. How do people get involved?
Sure. That is another thing that, when people think of United Way, they may not realize that one of the things that we actually do and what their donations do is support a massive volunteer effort that happens regionally. We have an entire volunteer center. It's called Hands on Suncoast. You can go to volunteersuncoast.org, and there you can find hundreds of different volunteer opportunities from, schlepping mulch around to, mind-based, where you're volunteering as a tutor or a mentor for a child. So really anything you're looking to do can be found there, and it's a service we provide free to all of our nonprofit partners that they can put all of their activities on there. A lot of people really like to use it too. They've got children that need to can't speak this morning, that need to complete volunteer hours for scholarship or for Bright Futures. They can go to this website, find things that he can even do with their kids as volunteer opportunities.
And in our immediate area, you're doing a lot in Sulphur Springs. Again, you have a Sulphur Springs Resource Center. And what are you doing specifically inside Sulphur Springs to improve the community?
So Sulphur Springs Resource Center is right across from the school that's there. So that particular place is focused on workforce development. So there we have a career coach that works with adults. We have computers. We have a place where adults can come in and look for jobs, apply for benefits, get some help when they need it. We also have partner agencies like Bay Area Legal Services, for instance. They come in on a regular basis, and residents know that they can come and get some help if they're experiencing issues there. We bring in health care. So really it's meant to be a hub for adults to come into the community when they need help.
Well, it's amazing everything that the United Way is doing. Please come out tonight and take new socks, both of them, both socks, and right. West Shore Mall, Irish 31, between 6 and 9?
6 and 8:30. 6 and 8:30. Bring them the socks. Just be sure to bring the matching pair as well. So Deanna Wilsley, thank you so much for being in studio.
Thank you.
Again, Chief Marketing Officer with the United Way. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Jamie Maloney here, host of That Business Show, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit in Tampa Bay. We bring you success stories every weekday morning, and now we're doing more of it. Join us anytime between 7 and 9 tomorrow morning here at 1250 Wins WHNZ. We share Tampa Bay success stories with you every weekday morning because we want you to become the next success.
Tips will keep you saving money all year round when it comes to the service, installation, or routine maintenance on your air conditioning system.
So be sure to tune into the Cooling Report, brought to you by the Fairway family at Fairway Heating and Cooling on Sundays from noon to 1 on 1250 WHNZ.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
With sustainable sourced 100% Arabica beans and brewed hot and fresh just for you. Enjoy any size hot McCafe coffee for $1. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Partly sunny skies, breezy today once again. Mid-80s for the high. Tonight's low in the upper 60s. See mid-80s once again tomorrow. Breeze leaves for Friday, though. Mix of sun and clouds, and look for that forecast through the weekend coming up. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show now with Jamie. Called Getting the Edge as well, and so she's adding some estrogen to the conversation each and every morning, and she was not scared off yesterday by the likes of the four Marines, including Charlie the plumber, which was in studio, and she didn't know what to think in here. So
yeah, there usually is quite a bit of testosterone in this studio.
Charlie has the ability to triple the testosterone level when he comes in here I should say, for his segments and everything. So, but always entertaining, and is Charlie the plumber. Let's talk about some of the upcoming events here with Tampa Bay business owners. The big one is the Business Symposium. That's going to be tomorrow, and so tickets will be available at the door. And so if you haven't purchased a ticket and you're not able to between now and tomorrow morning, please come out to the event at the Hilton Hotel located at 950 Lake Carillon Drive. Again, this will be a day event from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they are $39 if you are a TBBO member and $59 for non-members. And this will be a fun day of business fun and education and networking. And so I will not be on the show tomorrow morning. Kelly will be holding it down in the 8 o'clock hour. The 7 o'clock hour will be hosted by Julianne Nichols of Focus on You Strategy, bringing out the CEO in you. And so people that listen to the show regularly know that we do Focus Fridays at 7 a.m. on Fridays. So Julianne will be in studio for that. But Kelly, you're holding it down in the 8 o'clock hour tomorrow.
I am. I think I'll be good. I'll be good without you.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll have Pat Bava in studio. He'll be talking about his app, the Pick My Kid app, and
I've heard a lot about that.
He was on the show last year before he had gotten the investment from, I think it was Florida Funders who is funding him, and that app has taken off. And I remember sitting here talking to him about it, and I didn't fully understand it, but in short, it was an app that he developed after seeing the issue with children being let out of schools. And he went to pick up his kid one day, and he is an Indian person, and the lady at the school put a white kid in his car, and he said, "Hey, wait a minute, this is my kid," and the kid just sat there like, "Okay, no big deal. Mommy and Daddy sent somebody else to pick me up after
scary,
school." Yeah, and so he saw the disorder that was going on at the schools, and so he developed this app that tracks kids as they come in and out of the schools to go home, whether they're walking home or getting on a bus or getting picked up by the parent. It has a number of different touch points, and so he's selling this to school systems across the boards of education across the country, and he's even got a deal down in Mexico. And so this is going to become an international app. But that's what we talk a lot on this program about, these apps that are solving simple problems, and there is such a demand and such an appetite out there from investment groups for these ideas. And we hear a lot from Brian Kornfeld, who actually was supposed to be in the show today. He had to take a flight out at the last minute, unable to be in studio today.
Popcorn apps.
Popcorn apps. And so simple ideas like that. He got $1 million investment behind that app now. And the last I heard from him, he was sitting out in front of a Microsoft with a post on Facebook saying, important meeting today at Microsoft about my app. So you're going to need to ask him about that tomorrow.
Yeah, very cool. And, we're so fortunate, I think, to be surrounded by so many amazing, inspiring people that's I think part of the purpose of the show too, obviously to promote and educate, but for everyone to listen to their stories and realize that if you have an idea, make it happen.
Right.
Do something about it and put it to action.
And apps right now are where the money is right now for investors. I mean, Tampa Bay is not the greatest of areas in terms of finding the angel investors if you've got your different product lines, but the apps, the technology, that's what they're after. And so if you've got an idea, definitely want to get in touch with Brian Kornfeld of Popcorn Apps. You can learn more on popcornapps.com. Be sure to put a K in popcorn.
Yeah, it was interesting when Cheryl Hunter was on the show last week, I guess it was, and we talked about the Florida Funders and was able to find out a little more information about that. And it sounds like they're doing great things as far as assisting entrepreneurs in the community.
Yep, they're taking advantage of that new crowdsourcing law that allows investors to come together without regulatory issues and fund these ideas. FloridaFunders.com, they funded, I think, 13 or 14 different projects in and around the Tampa Bay region since their inception a couple of years ago. Talked with David Chittister, who's I believe he's the CEO of the organization. But in short, they're just pooling investors' money, from around the country, and so they have a board, and then they have the investors. And you and I could become an investor. Anybody can throw money into the pot, and people can learn how that works over at FloridaFunders.com. Their appetite, though, is mostly tech, and so that's the challenge for the people that come in here that are service-based, or they have a product line like maybe a fashion line or something. Those products are harder to get off the shelf here in Tampa unless you've got your own funding. It's not like a Silicon Valley environment where there's angel investors at every corner.
And that's what I experienced even launching my own business 4 years ago. There were a lot of opportunity for tech, but really if you didn't fit into that category, then there weren't a lot of different funding sources or organizations out there to really help mentor or support.
Right, and so many of us have to fund it ourselves. We can go to the bank and apply for loans, but it's difficult. You got to have a plan put together. You got to show the bank that it's profitable, and if it's not, it can be difficult getting it off the ground. And then you got to go to an angel investors who want to charge tremendous they want a percentage of ownership and equity in the company at high interest rates, and so those are the alternatives.
Yeah,
that you
I also like watching Shark Tank. Some of those shows.
Right.
I think but I think the main thing is the main thing with entrepreneurs is we're not always going to have all of our ducks in a row. We're not always going to have all of the answers. It's kind of like anything in life. You don't have to wait till everything's in order. You really at some point just have to make it happen and start making movements forward. Things will tend to align, especially staying positive and doing what you have to do. But
Absolutely. And Feach, talking along the lines of Shark Tank, tomorrow at the Business Symposium, we're going to have a Shark Tank panel of experts. That's going to be during the lunch hour. And so if you've wondered how that show works or how that all goes on behind the scenes, we've got 3 people tomorrow that'll be at the event, and you can talk with them and hear their story during lunch, including Ashley Drummond, who's been featured on this program before, of Abs Protein Pancakes. She is just a healthy overall individual and loved pancakes, but didn't want to eat the traditional flour-based pancakes, and made these pancakes just in her kitchen one day out of protein powder or whatever it goes into. I'm not specific what goes into it. And her boyfriend, who is also a trainer, said, "Hey, these are pretty good." And he said, "We should try to sell these." And she, lo and behold, everybody she was working with in the fitness industry loved the pancakes, and she saw the opportunity, got it on the Shark Tank, and got a deal from Daymond John. And so now these pancakes are, making some money for her.
Yeah, no, she was on the show not too long ago, wasn't she? Yeah.
Yep. She was on about 2 weeks ago, and so a very, very good story of success. It's also interesting to hear about what's going on behind the scenes with the Sharks, what's going on behind the scenes with the other participants in the program. She shared just a a little bit about that. As a matter of fact, when she said when they got onto the program, even when they got to the point where they were, in the back and could come up, there was still an opportunity that they would not get to come out, because if certain pitches went long, they only had so much time in the day to hear people's pitches. And so they luckily got onto the program and got the deal. But a lot of people go and don't even get to that point to where they're backstage, but they don't get called out in front of the
Well, I
sharks.
remember listening to her story a little bit, and just the whole process of it was quite lengthy. I know at a few points during it, they thought, okay, well, that's it. We're not going to get called back. And,
Right.
and they kept moving forward. It was just quite timely.
One thing I found interesting was she said when the idea or the opportunity presented itself to get onto Shark Tank, they had to make a pitch video. And so if this was, somebody gave me that opportunity, I'd go out and hire a videographer, put about $5,000 or $10,000 into this video. She and her boyfriend made this YouTube video, a phone video in their kitchen that was horrible and just was not professionally done. It had, movements and glitches inside the video, and that's what they ended up sending in because they didn't have the money to do
Well,
anything
I think she
professional.
said that she thought one of the reasons she thought they were chosen was because it was original.
Yeah, and that's
it was the raw version.
That speaks to a good point, because something like that probably would have derailed me, because I'm the person who wants to do something perfectly and professional, and I would have said, well, man, I don't have $5,000 to do a video. I'm just not even going to try.
And that's what I was kind of even going to the point earlier, where we're not always going to have all of everything that we need to make things happen. Sometimes we just use the resources that we do and the tools that we have, and you do what you can.
Right. And so this event, again, going on tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pick up tickets over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, during the event, we're going to be having a strategic alliance. That'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's an excellent way to meet all the different attendees inside of the event. You sit at a table where there's a topical discussion that goes on for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you exchange business cards with everybody at the group, and then the bell goes off, and then you change tables. Each table has a leader, and then different people come to the table, and you end up meeting about 40 or 50 people in a very close, intimate environment, and so that alone right there is worth the ticket price.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day.
And in the afternoon, we're doing some breakout sessions. We're going to have Glenn Hebert there. He is the founder of the Horse Radio Network. He is a veteran podcaster who started a show on horses online about 10 years ago, and today is making seven-figure ad revenue from his network. If you go to horseradionetwork.com, this is strictly an internet-based program in Ocala, and he got a number of other country-related shows on, in his network, and so he does his live show each and every morning, like 9 to 11 or something. It's interesting too because he's got a co-host who's in Arizona, which is
right.
yeah,
right.
But what the web makes possible, and so he's got these other shows, and he has found that micro niche in the horse industry, and people who like horses spend money. That's one thing about the horse industry. It's people who have horses and are in that business. They spend money, and so don't the advertisers.
Yeah, well, it's costly. Seems like anything in the horse industry is costly anyway.
Yes, and so he's going to be talking about the podcasting and how it can benefit your business. And again, just another opportunity that we talk a lot about on this program is how podcasting can help your business, and you can get started for as little as a couple $100. All you need is a computer and a microphone, and a way to upload either to SoundCloud, or if you know how to put it up on iTunes off of your server, or you can use Buzzsprout or Libsyn to get those files over to iTunes, and then the sky's the limit at that point.
Yeah, and it's just consistency, repetition, and building your audience. But tomorrow is going to be great. It's a great opportunity for networking. It's a great opportunity, I like to say, building relationships more so than networking, but educational and just an overall great day. It's packed full of back-to-back activity, so all business owners should attend.
Right around the corner from that is our main event on November 2nd. That is a monthly event held by the Tampa Bay business owners, and it'll be from 5 p.m. to 7:30 at the Center Club. And for people that aren't familiar with the Center Club, it's the in the Urban Center over at West Shore and Kennedy on the 8th floor. Very nice business club. Even if you're not a member of the Tampa Bay business owners, a lot of business professionals work over there. They have a bar and a restaurant over there. there, and it's just a great place to do business. I often spend entire days over there, but we'll be doing that from 5 to 7:30 on November 2nd. It's going to be entitled Online Millennials, Building a Digital Footprint in the New Economy. So we talk with millennials that are using the internet as their marketplace, how they're getting their products sold and marketed across the marketplace. And so this is a free event for Tampa Bay business owner members. If you would like to attend, you can request a ticket to the event. Just send us an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com, and request an admittance to the event, and we'd be happy to have you come out and check out the main event. And again, we hope you just see some value in the organization, which we know that you will. And then we have those each and every month. And again, they're always the first Wednesday of the month, with the next one being on November 2nd, focusing on building a digital footprint in the new economy online. Let me take a break. Coming back from a break, we got a little bit more here with me and Kelly talking about some of the events coming up with inside the Tampa Bay business owners, and also some of the benefits of joining the organization as well.
And you have a great awards. We have the awards show coming up pretty soon. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Absolutely. The second annual That Business Show Awards Dinner, which will be right around the corner after the Business Symposium is wrapped up. You're listening to That Business Show now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa. Celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn Apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Heavy traffic on the southbound side of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Delays from the toll plaza to the top of the bridge. Crash in the right-hand lane being cleared. Also heavy traffic on eastbound Gulf to Bay from US 19 out towards the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Had a minor crash near Bayshore. It's off to the right-hand side. Heavy traffic on the southbound side of the Suncoast Parkway between State Road 54 and Hutchinson. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Do you live in a historic home? Are you renovating? Your children could be at risk of lead poisoning. It takes just a microscopic amount of lead dust to poison a child. Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, a few clouds, breezy with a high 85. Tonight, mostly clear, low 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show. Now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. And as Kelly was mentioning coming into the break there, the award show dinner, which will be on January 23rd, will be the next signature event right around the corner after the Business Symposium. And that event is going to be held tentatively at the new Brian Glazer family JCC located at 522 Howard Avenue, and that's under construction and it's going to open up in December. And so that's a new event space that's promising to be very, very nice from what I've heard. I got to go tour it and everything, but tentatively speaking, we're going to hold the event over there. This event kicked off last January for the first time, and I planned it in about a 2-week period and sold it out in 3 days and had no plans of doing an awards show until my PR company said you should do an awards show. And so it was a viral event for the community, and a lot of fun was had last year at the Center Club, and we had 150 people in attendance. And so this year we're planning
and
a
you
bigger
sold
event.
out in 3 days.
Sold out in 3 days. Yeah, my only mistake was I booked too small of a room, and I had to turn away hundreds of people. And so people like awards show, and we ran it like an Oscars style event because we had the videos of the guests in studio each and every morning when we announced the nominees. We played a clip of their interview up on the screen, sort of like an actor does in the movies. And so it was very well put on, and we had a lot of fun with it. We had like best business, best startup, most inspirational story. Had 11 different award categories, and so a lot of fun was had. So mark your calendars for that. That's going to be on January 23rd. Tickets will go on sale probably towards the end of the year. Right now we are marketing for promotional sponsors as well as event and presenting sponsors. And so if you'd like to get involved as a sponsor, you will get exposure to tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of different people over the course of a few months. And so email me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com, if you'd like to get involved in that. We will have general booths available at the event as well. That'll be in the range of probably around $300 or $400. But the main event sponsors are going to have a very large role inside the event, and we'll have a lot of exposure for their brand. So get in touch with me. There are only a few spots available for those roles. Again, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great time.
Your next colloquium or your events, what's going on?
Yeah, colloquium we have coming up on Wednesday, November 2nd, actually. The same day as our main event that we have later that evening. But the colloquium is from 12:15 to 1:45, and everybody says, what is a colloquium? And colloquium is ultimately, it's typically used in an academic setting, but colloquium is where we have a speaker come in and answer questions, and speak and then answer questions with the guests afterwards. So every month we do different topics, and we typically have our membership base come in and talk to us and enlighten us on their specialty and educate the business community. So this, for November, it is on mutual funds and exchange-traded funds, ETFs, which I guess I should act like I knew what an ETF was, but I'm not as good with that. I don't always handle all of those things. So anyway, I'm learning, and so so are many others. What I like to do is ask a lot of the questions that nobody else wants to ask because they don't want to seem like they don't know, and then if we don't ask, how are we ever going to learn? So
anybody ever come to your events just to learn what a colloquium is and what that word means? Do you ever get to draw people just for that alone?
Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they do, and then they're just so intrigued by the conversation and the education.
Essentially, it's a power lunch, right? It's a lunch and learn. Those are typically what people would call those. When I was, a colloquium.
It's a colloquium. Actually, last year when we were first launching the series, I was on the radio and I was still trying to figure out how to pronounce it and how to spell it. And actually, Cheryl Hunter was in the studio with me that day and morning we were in, and I couldn't even pronounce it. I would forget. And Cheryl said, "Kelly, honey, I don't think you should call something when you can't even say it." I think I said, "Well, I will master it by the time that we're really promoting it." Anyway, so I'm actually happy we've stuck with it. I've actually had people email me and just reach out over the years that have said, "Okay, what is this?" I'm just intrigued and curious. So we have brought people out. Not just because of the name, but because it intrigues them to then see what the conversation's about. But so every month it's a different topic. Again, we look for guest speakers to be a part of that. So, but yeah, mutual funds. And really it's about, this one's going to be on learning what you own and how to gain or minimize risk as much as possible. And mutual funds, there's so many different, things within the fund. So it's a matter of understanding what is within it and what exactly do you own? What do you have control over?
And then another event coming up with the Tampa Bay business owners is our Success Safari. That's another benefit of being a member of the organization. That's where we go and tour a local business facility. And so it's free to members, and we do market that to the general public for $39. And for that, we're going to Yuengling this time, November 16th from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So that's just one of the things that we also do inside the Tampa Bay business owners. Again, go tour local business facilities, and looking forward to touring the
And is that
plant.
The big factory that's over near Busch Gardens?
Yep,
isn't it?
Over there off of 30th Street, right there where it becomes Bruce B. Downs.
It has been there forever, has it not? Like I remember passing that as a kid, like going to Busch Gardens, and that always.
It's also my favorite beer. I'm a big Yuengling fan. I used to live across the street from that plant as well. Never toured it. Looking forward to checking it out. But for people that aren't familiar with it, it's up there by USF. They do give tours, and so check them out.
Busch Gardens. I just thought that would be. You live near Busch Gardens?
I did. I lived
Were you
in
there all the? Oh goodness, that would be. I always wanted a job there.
Yeah,
well, but I never happened.
You wouldn't want to live where I live, though. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that. Yeah, we won't even go there.
No, I lived in a condominium development that literally fell apart. So that's one of my nightmare stories in my life. But we got to wrap up.
Well, I just want to say too, for tickets for the colloquium coming up, it's edgebusiness.org. You can register online. Lunch is included. There's different member and non-member pricing, so make sure you register. It's limited seating, so check out the website today.
All right, and we hope to see you all at the business symposium. Again, tickets will be available at the door, and it's at the Hilton Hotel located at 950 Lake Carillon Drive from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can pick them up ahead of time over at TampaBayRadio.com, and they are $59, which includes lunch. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.